Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. This is going to be a mid-April reading for all of my earth signs, and that is my Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo family. We are going to be using 3 different decks today. The first one is a Light Seers Tarot deck for our main tarot message, clarified by the Chakra Oracle Wisdom cards, and then our final messages from the Oracle of the 7 energies. We're going to start this off with... Let's do Taurus signs because we are now in Taurus season. Wow, flipper already. Taurus, you guys are having a hard time seeing what your future is going to look like. I think maybe some of you have been dealing with a situation that's been pretty challenging, a little bit unclear. With the 3 of Wands in reverse, this was having your heart set on a particular outcome and now realizing that it's just not turning out the way that you wanted it to turn out. I think some of you may be experiencing some frustration. Maybe you placed all your eggs in one basket and it's just a little bit disappointing knowing that something that you've been waiting to come into fruition is either just taking really long and there's some delays, and maybe it's starting to become very unclear for you. If you were working on a relationship, an intimate relationship with someone, maybe you finally put your heart out on the line and you told somebody how you feel and they just haven't necessarily reciprocated it back the way you wanted you wanted them to. Maybe they haven't even reached back out. Maybe they left you on red. If this was done via text message, or not that I suggest you tell someone that way, that you feel that way about them via text, but I mean, we are living in an interesting situation in the world right now, so that could be a possibility. I'm also getting that maybe you've made some choices, you've taken some risks for work, maybe even in like investments. If you guys decided, okay, you're going to jump the gun and get into like cryptocurrency, maybe you're waiting to reap the benefits of these types of investments that you've made for yourself. If this is career, I think you're struggling to see where your career is going at this point. Something is stagnant, something is not coming through. We have victim here. Yep. Something didn't turn out the way that you hoped it would, and now you're kind of just like waiting to hear back about something. Yep, here we go with the prayer. Waiting, you're hopeful. Is the person that you confess to ever going to get back to you? Is the job that you've been applying for, is it even the right one for you anymore? Things have changed. I'm really getting here that it's been a challenge for you to stay calm, cool, and collected. You're being reminded that even though you might not know right now, that doesn't mean freak out and panic. This really is an exercise in patience. Can you wait for the universe to give you what is divinely yours in the time that you're supposed to achieve it, see it, feel it, have it? It doesn't mean it's not coming. It just means that there's a delay happening for a divine purpose, but you may be interpreting this delay as it maybe isn't for me. Some of you might be about to give up on a certain situation. Maybe if it is with love, that you've had a conversation with somebody, they told you they need some time to think about things, and you're kind of just waiting. And for some of you, this might be a very familiar feeling. Some of you may have gone through a situation like this in the past where you've been on the receiving end of an unknown answer. And so you may fall victim to victim mentality at this point. Some of you may be losing hope in your situation and relying on a prayer to kind of help you make sense of why this happened the way that it did, and why it might be taking so long for you to manifest that which is so important to you at this moment. If this is involving work, I really think that you invested into something. For some, you may be even at school, be in school at the moment, or trying to finish up like something to do with education, and because of like our global situation, there's some delays in that coming into fruition. Maybe there's delays in your graduation. For those of you who are in the workplace, maybe because of strange, job situations right now, so many closures, small businesses closing down, and just in general, the lockdown status here in Ontario has made it pretty difficult for people to kickstart their creative projects. And maybe you're one of the people who's suffering the consequence of that, if this doesn't have to do with a love situation. Can we get a final card, final outcome card for our Taurus signs? What can our Taurus signs expect for the remainder of April? What can our Taurus signs, Sun, Moon, and Rising, expect for the remainder of April? One card clarification for the remainder of April for all Taurus signs, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm really getting that patience is a virtue, and it's challenging. It's hard. It's really hard. All right, you guys have here a tall tale. All right, so we have card number 35, a tall tale. You or someone else is telling a tall tale right now. You always know if a falsehood is spoken because it doesn't feel grounded. When you lie, you get on an illusory sense of power that is doomed to fail at some point. You feel driven by the fear of exposure, but something makes you stick to your story even though you know it has no substance. Whatever lie that we are caught up in isn't as important as the motive for it. Why does anyone lie? Perhaps we don't believe in the truth and that it's good enough, or we want to keep doing what we know we shouldn't be doing. Then there is a lie put forth in denial, such as holding an active addiction. In this scenario, we may believe our own lies. The tall tale, the white lie, the stretching of truth, the blatant fabrication, are all about control, the desire for it, the lack of it, the need to maintain it so that we can manipulate the outer world and hide our inner one. Today, ask for the truth. Be willing to pay the price and be okay with the vulnerability your lie is exposing in yourself and others. Transparency is required to get you to where you need to go, to be truly empowered, to reveal the strength of what is true and authentic. Any other path leads us to a dead end. Remember the saying, the truth will set you free, and get ready to fly unfettered. What I'm really getting here, Taurus signs, is that maybe if this has to do with love, and let's say you've expressed yourself to somebody and they've asked for time and it's been a while and you still haven't heard back and you guys haven't come together to really hash out a conversation about this big talk that you have been procrastinating about. I think at this point, if you haven't heard from someone and it's really been a while and they're clearly avoiding this conversation with you, I think it's time that you face the music and you really accept the person's actions as opposed to the story that you've maybe told yourself about them just not being ready. And who knows, that may be the truth. Maybe they aren't ready, but you still owe it to yourself to release yourself from the waiting game. And I think, that's not fair, because if it starts affecting your mental health, it starts affecting the way that you move in your everyday life, then you need to release yourself from that. Maybe a secondary conversation is necessary where you can set a time and a place or a date, just to have a conversation about what happened so you could set things straight and then release yourself from the thing that's holding you back. If this has to do with work, sometimes things just don't work out exactly as you plan for them to. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that you can't have hope. But really, I think instead of praying that something works out, maybe praying for what's meant for you to come will open you up to more possibilities of blessings in life. Maybe the tall tale that you're telling yourself is that you need to wait around forever for something to come into fruition. Maybe it's less about waiting for that particular outcome that you've set your hopes on and releasing the control of what it needs to look like so that you can recognize the greater lesson that's at play here. Maybe the greater lesson is about patience. Maybe the greater lesson is about validating your feelings. Maybe it's in authenticity and honesty with oneself and finding a balance between your outside world versus your inner world. And I think once you can recognize that maybe something else is at play here, that the circumstance you're in is really just the method in which the divine is teaching you a lesson, that might be a little bit easier for you to really see things as they are. I hope this resonates with you, and these are the messages for the remainder of April for you, my Taurus fam. All right, up next we have Virgos. Can we please get an overall message for my Virgo fam? Wow, popped out already. Woo! You guys got the Page of Wands. Hallelujah, baby. This is fire sign energy. Some of you may be dealing with a fire sign that's a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. For others of you, if this is not a person that you're dealing with, this might just be your own energy. Babies, you guys are finding a way to reinvigorate yourselves and to get the passion back into your life. Virgos, I think as of late, you've been bogged down by a lot of reminders of your past, things not working out for you the way that you hoped that they would, delays, stagnant energy, sadness, disappointment, just you've been processing a lot. And I really feel like the next half, this last half of April, is really gonna be about finding and getting your freaking mojo back. It'll be about reigniting the spark of life inside your heart that really is the guiding force to all of the decisions that you make for yourself, whether in business or in love. This really is about falling back in love with you, falling back in love with your passions, your craft. The way that you make your money might undergo some sort of transformation, something that's more conducive to really putting yourself out there. This is reimagining who you are when you put yourself out there. Where are you channeling this energy from? What messages are you giving out to the world? This is like a hello, I'm here, I'm freaking ready type of energy. And you really are the master of your own world at this point. I think maybe you've relinquished a little bit of control, and you've kind of allowed circumstances to really dampen your spirits about something that means a lot to you. If this is in business, maybe some stuff has happened over the last few months that have really kind of put a damper on your mood. Slow sales, lack of engagement, stagnant energy. It's really kind of dragged your energy down. And now you are ready. You're ready to take the reins. You're ready to guide your life again. You're ready to reignite your fire. Can we get 3 clarification cards on the Page of Wands for my Virgo signs? Oops, there's one. Sun, Moon, and Rising for the remainder of April. It's another. One more card, please. There we go. All right, Virgos, we did have a flyer. So we have workaholic, we have prayer, and then we also have dissipating and bittersweet. Virgos, I think some of you are dealing with fear of not moving fast enough. It's like, man, I don't want to waste any more time. I have all of these hopes and dreams. I have all these aspirations, things that I really want to get done. But for some reason, the same thing that kind of dampened your spirits, I think at one point, sometime this month, probably made you feel like, damn, I'm just wasting my life away. Like, what a wasted opportunity, what a wasted chance to elevate myself, push forward, bring new energy into my life. How the heck did this just happen? Am I just gonna sit here, wallow in my sadness, and kind of like have a bit of a pity party because something happened that was unexpected? I think you're finally getting off of this. And I think the reason why whatever happened, happened. Whatever happened to pause things, whatever happened to make you question everything all over again, it was meant to happen so that you could be alerted to the possibility that maybe you are kind of a workaholic, that maybe you're giving way too much energy to your career and maybe not enough to self-care. Maybe not enough to your love relationships, maybe not enough to your family, maybe not enough to your health. Whatever it is, whatever happened to you to cause you to feel upset, thwarted, actually happened for a greater purpose. This was actually a blessing in disguise because it's getting you to restructure the way that you see work, the way that you formed a relationship with work. I think maybe now at this point, when the stagnant energy kind of hit you, you may have been praying for it to kind of hurry up and it just move already, right? Change already. And I think you're starting to realize that, I actually needed this break. It gave me an opportunity to reevaluate my relationship with other people, my expectations of myself, my overall goals, and it's leaving you feeling more and more energized and more capable even to restart, but restart in a way that's sustainable and restart in a way that makes you happy, whether in career or love. I'm getting more career and personal goals, if I'm being honest, but I think for some this may apply in terms of love relationships as well. This is realignment, Virgos. You're just being realigned. Can we get a final card for all Virgo signs, sun, moon, and rising for the remainder of April? Final guidance cards for my Virgo signs. You guys have the storyteller. All right, number 17, storyteller. Do you know the story that you tell others about who you are? You are a unique being with unique talents and a story unique to you and your experience. In fact, your destiny can be found in the way that you weave together these threads of yourself in the world. If there's anything in your life that you want to change, then it's time to adjust the story you tell about yourself. This is exactly what I was saying. Perhaps you are too self-depreciating or apologetic about how you shine, minimizing your power so that others will accept you. Perhaps the way that you voice your expectations diminishes your ability to succeed, or you are too willing to tolerate a less than supportive environment. Oh man, Virgos, ugh. I'm remembering some old readings where some of you were sabotaged in the past or people didn't meet your expectations. I feel like this really, really resonates. It's easy to be in denial when it comes to others and their behavior towards you. Understand, however, that you teach people how to treat you through how you talk about yourself. Once you recognize what story you're telling others about how to treat you, you can tell a different one. In fact, practice speaking of your amazing success, your overflowing abundance, and all the love that surrounds you. Soon, the outer world will tell the same story back to you. Like I said, my Virgos, I just said this. This is a month of reimagining who you are, restructuring the things that are important to you, reimagining what your relationship is to the things that you hold so dear to your heart. How do you view your relationships? How do you participate in them? What is your relationship to work? Have you become a workaholic? Is there some place in your life that you've neglected for the sake of something else? Where is it that you could find more of a balance? These are all of the things that are coming to a forefront now. So if you've reached any point in this month of stagnant energy, you're finally taking this as a blessing in disguise. You're taking that energy, transmuting it into something so powerful with the Page of Wands, and using this as an opportunity to come back and come back even stronger. And I think that's such a beautiful way to end off this month. We do have a full moon coming up in about a week. On the 26th, we have a full moon. And I think all of the energy culminating and building up to this full moon is going to be so key for you to really start off May with a bang. You guys deserve it. Lean into this energy and really, really be honest with yourself in the way that you tell your story. Just like this card said, the way you tell your story ends up being reflected back to you. So make sure you're telling the most authentic one. All right, and last but not least, we have Capricorns. Okay, Cappies, we got 2 flyers already. We have the Empress card in reverse, and we have the High Priestess in reverse. Some of you may be having a hard time connecting your intuition with some sort of new beginning. I think maybe Cappies, if this relates to in terms of love, I think there's a lot of blocks in the way in terms of personal relationships and allowing your intuition to really sing. I think you're at the precipice of a new beginning. You're at the beginning of something that needs to be transmuted so that you can allow this new beginning in. I get a lot of fear. I get a lot of difficulty in receiving the messages from your higher self. I get a lot of old storylines playing themselves out. And I know that that sounds negative, but I'm not getting that this is a negative energy. I'm getting that this is a last purging of sorts, that this is a last, like a last deep breath, like the last deep inhale before you can exhale everything out completely and turn these two cards around so that you can have access to your magical abilities to manifest this new beginning. I think it's been hard for you to start again, whether in job, or in love, or even beyond that. I think it's been challenging for you guys to reimagine who you are. I think you've had some glimpses where you know you are operating on such a high frequency, and that your actions really are for your highest good, and that you're channeling a different type of energy in your authenticity. But somewhere along the way, I think some stuff from your past has come up, maybe things that have gone unhealed, that have gone unacknowledged, that have not been brought to the surface. I really feel that you've been suppressing some things that have come up, that could have been transmuted and turned into beautiful energy here, beautiful creative energy. If you guys are creative, some of you might be experiencing some creative blocks. If you're influencers online, maybe you're hitting like a dry spell with your creative content. If you're a musician, maybe your songs just aren't coming to you as easily. Or if you're a writer, same thing. It's like writer's block. And it's not that the ideas aren't there, but that there's blocks in the way. Maybe you've put up barriers so that you don't have to feel so vulnerable, so that you don't have to address the things that are maybe hurtful or from a hurtful place in your life. Things that have gone ignored for far too long have come to the surface and are now actual blocks. Some of you might even have physical blocks in your life preventing you from moving forward and creating. And these blocks may be symbolic for deeper things, deeper issues like fear. Capricorns, are you guys facing your fears? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of vulnerability? Are you afraid to love? Are you afraid to put yourself out there fully? Are you afraid to show yourself to the world? Are you afraid of judgment? Are you afraid of looking bad? Are you afraid that you might get your heart broken? Are you afraid that people won't like the creative things that you're producing? Who's being overly critical? Is it you? Is it the public? And who cares? I know it's easier said than done. And I definitely don't mean that in an unsympathetic and unempathetic way. I guess what I'm really trying to say is every time you allow fear to be the method in which you operate in life, you will never be able to manifest that which is meant for you. There's a beginning that's meant for you. If this is in love, there's someone in your life that is waiting to have a new beginning with you. And if it hasn't felt right, you got to go inward and start asking yourself why. What are the blocks that you've put in place that are preventing you from opening yourself up and having a new beginning with this person? In business, what are the blocks that you've put up, the stories you've told about yourself, maybe through past failures, that's making you believe that you can't write that song, or that you can't write that book, or that you can't start this creative project, or that you can't get that promotion at work, or that you're not good enough at work, or that you can't create the relationships, long-lasting professional relationships that you'd like to. I'm getting loneliness. I'm getting fear. I'm getting, I don't want to be vulnerable. Abundance. Guys, it's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Everything that you're trying to manifest, whether it's abundance in love, abundance in finances, material wealth, stability in terms of like relationships with people, all of these things are waiting for you. But as you can see in the card, which I will bring up once I get the other two, I just need 2 more cards. As you can see, it's locked. We have instincts, service, expansion, and discovery. Okay, look at this here. With abundance, notice here that the abundance is just beneath the surface. It really is about understanding that if you just dig a little bit deeper, the thing that you're looking for exists beneath the surface. I think a lot of you have spent time giving to others as a way to almost distract yourself from focusing on you. I think by you being a virtuous person and taking care of other people's issues, putting other people before yourself, you've actually used that as a way to justify your avoidance in going inwards, in discovering and expanding. Look, you have 2 expansion cards. With the Empress card and expansion, this is the same energy of being able to generate and create. But your tarot card came in reverse. So there's a block that's there. But the fact that you pull this card at all symbolizes that you are at the beginning of something that's waiting to come through. There's blessings that are waiting to come through for you. This expansion card matches Empress card, and this discovery card matches the High Priestess card. The answer lies within. You got to do a deep dive, Capricorns. I'm sorry. I know that some of you may not like that. You may just enjoy, putting a specific front out for the public. Maybe you don't enjoy going inward and facing your fears, facing your demons. But I'm sorry, that will be the only way for you to turn these manifestation cards the other way around in order to receive what's actually meant for you. The abundance is in every area of your life, and you're unable to get there because you're using helping other people as a distraction from the inner work that you need to do. You know this. Caps, you know this already. And I'm sorry if it's coming off as harsh from me, but you're avoiding it. You're avoiding doing the hard work. And to the end of the month, Cappies, you really have to refocus your energy back on the stuff that you're so afraid of. Feelings aren't scary. They're safe. You are safe. You already have a card that popped out as your final energy. We've got bearing fruit. Wow, this is such an interesting card. With bearing fruit, these are your messages. If your life were a tree, what fruit would it bear? Envision the results of the efforts you are putting into achieving your dreams and desires in partnership with the divine. Can you see the way that you think, feel, and believe is reflected in the material world? Is there a correlation between what you see, what you expect to see, what you intend continuously, what you intend consciously, and what you project unconsciously? Everything is intrinsically connected. Magic flows through you from the unseen world into the world that you perceive. Moving from the realm of non-ordinary reality to ordinary reality, you birth ideas and thoughts into form and bring your most cherished desires into fruition. Not all ideas will bear sweet fruit. Sometimes you will reap a sour and bitter harvest based on your sense of your personal narrative and your assumptions about others. You are in a powerful and fertile season of your life, and you're practically good at making things happen with very little effort. Pay close attention to what you're manifesting now. From your career to personal relationships, your influence is strong at this time. If you don't like what your life is yielding, prune the proverbial tree and get into alignment with what genuinely lights you up. Remember, you birthed into the world that which you pay most attention to and consistently hold within as your truth. Be clear about what you intend. Can you make this commitment? Again, this is about purposeful intentions, Capricorns. You have to declare specifically what it is that you're trying to manifest into your life. If this is the creative project of your dreams, or the opportunities of a lifetime, or material abundance where money is overflowing and you can take care of all of your debts and anything you've ever dreamed of. If this is a spiritual, fulfilling, uplifting relationship, if it's experiencing love, if it's transmuting fear, whatever it is that you are trying to birth into this new chapter of your life, you have to declare it and be specific about it. You need to be committed to it. The messages here really are about being consistent in your efforts. It's learning how to show up for yourself, the parts of yourself that you're most afraid of, the parts of yourself that you pretend don't exist. Because as a Capricorn, you guys are the most calm, cool, collected signs of the zodiacs. It really feels like nothing ever phases you, like you always have the answers. But deep down beneath that surface, there's something more waiting for you. And you won't be able to access whatever that is unless you do the work to transmute your past. You're still being held back by storylines that no longer serve you, when really all the abundance and everything that you're looking for is actually already in your life. It's right in front of you. You just really have to stop running from it, face your deepest, darkest fears, and allow the universe to bless you. All right, Earth signs, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope these messages did resonate with you. And if they did, please make sure you like this video, you subscribe to my channel, and you hit that notification bell so you will be told when I will drop a new video. All of the decks that I've used are listed down below in the description box. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, where I do daily card pulls, my Instagram handle is also in the description as well. Have a fantastic rest of April, and I will catch you guys in my next video for the full moon happening on April 26th. Bye!